What do you want out of a car? It's not just to get you from A to B, or you wouldn't be watching this video. You want something beautiful, something that excites, something that gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling when you walk up to it, something that not everybody has. But above all, you want something that performs, something fast yet affordable, agile yet refined, something like the BMW 640 Gran Coupe. So you could be excused for not realising what this car is. You look at it and think, it's too big to be a 3 Series. It's too sleek to be a 5 Series. It's got too many doors to be a 6 Series. So what is it? It's actually the Gran Coupe. BMW make 2 versions of this car. They do it in 4 Series, guys. So that's a hatchback. It looks very similar to a 3 Series, yet it's a bit more luxurious, and it's got that coupe-esque body style. And then you've got this, which is based on the 6 Series. So essentially it's got 2 extra doors, but retains that coupe body shape. So it appears lower, wider. It's got a much meaner stance than a 5 Series. So this particular car is the 640 diesel. So it's got a 3-litre twin turbo straight 6 engine mated to an 8-speed automatic gearbox. With that you get around 310 horsepower, but crucially 465 foot-pounds of torque. That's a big figure. So that will propel this thing to 60 in 5.2 seconds. 5.2 seconds. Let me just put that into perspective for you. That's faster than this, and this, and this, and even this. How good do we have it in this day and age when your 4-door family car accelerates that quickly without even trying? I say family car, obviously it wouldn't be a family car of choice. I mean, you get much more practical cars these days. Everybody seems to pump for an SUV. A lot easier to load kids into one of those. However, it is practical enough. You've got 5 seats, ISOFIX points, big boot, the rear seats fold down. As coupes go, you don't get much more practical. So you really do get the best of both worlds. The practicality, the performance, and it looks so goddamn cool. So it is an efficient car. It will do around 50 miles to the gallon combined if you're sensible, if you can avoid hitting the loud pedal, which you won't. Woo-hoo! It just accelerates like a rocket, this thing. So good. Definitely, hands down, the best diesel engine I have ever driven. When have you ever heard a diesel engine sound like that? It confused me when I took this car for a test drive. Yes, I have bought this car. This is the replacement for the XJ. I had to double check that it was the diesel that I was driving, I hadn't inadvertently picked up the keys to something different. And then my first thought was, there must be piping sound through the speakers, but in actual fact they're not. It's a genuine noise, but it just sounds so good. Sounds so good, and it really does pull. It really is raining quite hard now, so I can't give this the stick that I would want in the corners, but I can assure you it does handle really well. You don't get an awful lot of feel from the steering wheel in terms of a sensation of what the wheels are doing, but it's still affirming, it still gives you confidence. You're not afraid to tip it into a corner and understeer into a hedge. So it'll top out at 155 miles an hour, largely irrelevant because it is limited, but it will get you to that limited top speed very quickly indeed. Let's take a look at the interior then, since that's what you'll see most of. First off, you have a large glass sunroof with blind. It opens about an inch though, so not the greatest, but does let loads of light in and gives the cabin a premium feel. You have lots of beautiful ivory leather. In the back you have 3 seats and a fold down armrest. This gives you access to a small storage bin, perfect for a bag of Tanfastics, with 2 decent cup holders. There's also more storage in the back portion and a ski hatch. Not much else back here. You have the climate controls as you'd expect, and a small hole for a phone or something. You have more storage at the back of the front seats too. In the nicely furnished door cards, you've got a fair bit of storage space, although you'll struggle to get anything even slightly large in them. Space is wasted with an ashtray each side too. There's obviously a lot more to see in the front. As this is the M Sport, you get these nice door sills. The front seats are fantastic. The level of adjustability is insane. You can literally fettle everything. So forwards and backwards, of course. You can tilt the whole seat forwards and backwards. It will go up and down. There's thigh support to stop cramp on long journeys. The lumbar supports inflate and deflate to ensure seats hook perfectly. The whole back inflates too, and deflates of course to give increased back support, and you can move the top of the backrest towards your upper back as well, and you can move the headrests up, down, forward and backwards. So if you can't get these seats in an uber comfy position, then there's just no pleasing you. Moving on, you get a small storage net in the passenger footwell, a very small glove box taken up by a huge manual, and split with this awkward divider. Looks like it should contain some sort of disc changer or something. Tic Tacs and a wallet is all you're going to get in here. You have a decent sized centre storage bin which opens up from each side independently. You have a charge socket, auxiliary port and a USB, so you can plug in the USB drive containing all the music you illegally downloaded back in the day. So you've got a couple of cup holders and a small ashtray. The door cards though have much slimmer pockets. You can't store even a drink in them, not even a tub of gum. Not a great deal to see in the boot. It's a decent size, so 460 litres. You get some latch points, and the pulls to release the rear seats are on each side of the boot too. You have a few different driving modes to play with. As standard, it will sit in comfort mode, but you can go down to Comfort Plus and even further into Eco mode if you want to conserve fuel. It will aid you in getting the most out of your tank and encourage sloth-like driving. You can, however, go the other way and put it into sport mode, or even sport plus if you're wearing your big boy pants, as this turns off most of the traction control so you can have a play. This also firms up the suspension, improves throttle response, and lets the car sit in higher rev range before changing up. The infotainment system is good. It uses BMW's iDrive system, so you use the wheel on the centre console. The nav could be clearer, and I have found it won't accept some postcodes, so not amazing. You have part digital, part analog clocks, really nice and crisp, and a decent amount of customability. But my favourite feature though is the heads-up display, which I believe is an optional extra. It's really nice and crisp. This shows your speed most of the time, but also a lot of other things when needed, like sat-nav directions and track scrolling information. So to summarise then, I can say the 640D Gran Coupe is a fantastic car. I swapped Jaguar XJ for this car, so there are a couple of luxuries that I no longer have, like soft closed doors, keyless entry and auto open and close boot. I am missing some of those things, I have to be honest, but the driving experience of the BMW more than makes up for that. So I really am enjoying the car. Looking forward to a lot of enthusiastic miles in it. It does like you to push it a little bit sometimes. It's definitely a more fun, more engaging car than the XJ was, which was, if you've seen any of my previous videos, a car that I thought was absolutely fantastic. So that just about wraps that one up. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, bye for now.